Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today I'm actually doing something very different. I am starting a summer book club. I hit up my local Barnes & Noble and picked out 3 books. I got one for June, one for July, and one for August. And I thought what I would do is we could read these and then I will do a YouTube live here on this channel and we will be able to discuss the book, and it's like having an online book club. I think it's gonna be really fun. I wanted to upload this video now because it kind of gives you a little bit of a head start. So I've allocated 1 month for each book, but I know that we all have such busy lives, especially those of you that have kids and jobs and just life. So I wanted to make sure you guys would have plenty of time to read these books. So let's go over the first one. So the first book I have is The Female Persuasion by Meg Wolitzer, and it's a novel. I saw the reviews on this and I was like, okay, everyone is like freaking loving this and we're all feeling that girl power right now. And so I thought it'd be a really awesome time to introduce this. This is a long book. It's not, I mean, it's not like Harry Potter long, so don't freak out too much. But let's see, it's the author's notes. Okay, so it is 454 pages. But I thought it sounded interesting. It says, sometimes the person you admire most recognizes something unusual in you and draws it out, opening a door to a bigger, electrifying world. My washer just started. Greer Kadetsky is a college freshman when she meets a woman who will change her life. Faith Frank, dazzlingly persuasive and elegant at 63, has been a pillar of women's movement for decades, a figure who inspires others. Hearing Faith speak for the first time in a crowded campus chapel, Greer feels her inner world light up. She and Corey, her high school boyfriend, have both been hardworking and ambitious, jokingly referred to as twin rocket ships, headed up and up and up. Yet for so long, Greer has been full of longing, in search of purpose she can't quite name. And then, astonishingly, Faith invites her to make something of her new sense of awakening. Over time, Faith leads Greer along the most exciting and rewarding path of her life, as it winds toward and away from her meant-to-be love story with Corey and the future she'd always imagined. As Corey's path, too, is altered in ways that feel beyond his control, both of them are asked to reckon with what they really want. What does it mean to be powerful? How do people measure their impact upon the world and upon one another? Does all of this look different for men than it does for women? With humor, wisdom, and profound intelligence, Meg Wolitzer weaves insights about power and influence, ego and loyalty, womanhood and ambition into a moving story that looks at the romantic ideals we pursue deep into adulthood. Ideals relating not just to whom we want to be with, but whom we want to be. See, I felt like that spoke to me so much, so I thought this would be a really good read. So this is June's read. And this is going to have the YouTube live on June 30th here on this channel. I will be sure to remind you guys on like Facebook and Twitter and even here. This is part of the Barnes & Noble book club, by the way, so that's kind of neat. But like I said, the reviews for this have just been amazing, so I thought why not give that a go. Then, you know, this is another big book. It's a hefty one. Oh my gosh, it's bigger than the first one. It's 570 pages. I don't know why I chose such big books, but this one I thought sounded really interesting. So it's by Kristin Hanna. And it says soon to be a major motion picture. New York Times bestseller, The Nightingale, a novel. With courage, grace, and powerful insight, best-selling author Kristin Hanna captures the epic panorama of World War II and illuminates an intense part of history seldom seen, the Women's War. The Nightingale tells the story of 2 sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. A heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime. So the reason I actually chose this is because especially lately, we've had a lot of movies, a lot of stuff written about World War II. And it was definitely, I think it's probably one of the saddest times in the world history, World War II, World War I. But so much of that stuff that gets written and the movies that you see are very much like the military movies, like Dunkirk and The Darkest Hour, you know, where it's so focused on the men that were involved in these situations. And I thought, because I'm a woman, I think that that's why I think about these things. But I've always thought, like, we have the story, The Diary of Anne Frank, and we have like a few little stories of women in the war. But I just thought it would be interesting to know, just like normal everyday people, how it affected them. I mean, clearly it would have had an impact on their lives. You can't have the entire, essentially the entire world at war and it not have an impact on the day-to-day life of everyday women. So that's why I picked this up, because I thought it's something that I would be interested in reading, kind of learning about what they went through, and having, while obviously the military story is the story of World War II, it's just, I think, interesting to see from a woman's perspective. So I thought this would be a good read. So this is going to be July's read, and we will do the July live on, or the live for this on July 30th. And then the last book is for August, and this one is not so thick, so don't freak out. This has, how many pages? 246, and this is going to be for August. It's Mary Higgins Clark, a novel, I've Got My Eyes on You. And the reason I chose this was I thought it had a kind of, I'm into like mystery, and you know, I don't want just a cut and dry story. So I thought this looked really interesting. It says, when 18-year-old Carrie Dowling is found dead at the bottom of the family pool, her devastated family faces the horrifying realization that Carrie might have been murdered by someone she loved. The obvious first suspect is Carrie's boyfriend, with whom she'd had a bitter argument at a party she threw while her parents were away. But suspicion falls upon the Dowlings' neighbor, an intellectually disabled young man named Jamie, was a lack of invitation to the party enough to set him off, and is the pile of wet clothing his mother found in his room a sign of something sinister? A guidance counselor at the local high school, Carrie's grieving older sister, Aileen, is bent on unveiling the truth. Working closely with a detective assigned to the case, she turns up helpful clues. But the more Aileen digs, the more she's putting her own life in grave danger. So I just thought that just having, like, you know, like that classic mystery. I mean, Mary Higgins Clark, I think, is known for this. I really enjoyed the book Gone Girl, and so that was a mind twister, and I didn't want something that mind twisting because of the fact that the other two books are a bit thicker and a bit heavier in the sense of what's going on in them. So I just wanted something a little bit lighter. I could have chose like a summer love story, but I feel like everyone chooses those, so that's why I went with this one. Hopefully it's a good read. It says Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Ooh. So yeah, this one will be up on August 30th. We will do the live for that. And when I talk about the live, it's just going to be us talking back and forth. Obviously, you guys won't have cameras and I won't be able to hear you, but you'll be able to type in the comments. I may end up switching it to Facebook because the one thing about YouTube Lives is it doesn't save the comments. And that's something that I don't like. So I think what I'll do instead is do it as a Facebook Live and then upload it to YouTube so that then people can still see the comments. Because sometimes the comments go so quickly, and when you try to respond to a comment, you can't read it all the way, or you can't read the username, or you just respond, and so the other people are like, wait, what are you responding to? We didn't get to see the questions. So yeah, that is my summer book club. I can't wait to do this. I think it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to crack open The Female Persuasion. It looks so good. And yeah, if you guys are excited for some summer reading, give this video a thumbs up. If there's other books out there that you guys would be into doing a little like book club on, put the title and the author down below. I am a total bookworm. I've spent my whole life reading. It's something that my family is really, really big on. My mom really like hammered it into us as children, and I absolutely adore books. I'd rather read a book than watch TV. So if you have any suggestions for any books going forward, definitely leave them below so that I can look at them. All of these you can get on your like Kindle and iPad type devices. So, and that was the other reason I wanted to choose books that you could get through those devices, because some people do not want like actual books. I actually prefer an actual book, but I try to use my iPad just because, you know, so we don't waste a tree. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.